Hello, hockey fans. Well, a fun-filled, crazy day in hockey just got done, and we have another playoff clinched, folks. Let's see who got in this time. Third time is the charm. Congratulations to the Winnipeg Jets, the second team to join the playoff party, and the first team in the West to clinch a playoff spot. Also, the first Canadian team to get in. And get used to Canadian teams getting in because quite a few are above the playoff line. At the moment, there are 5 above the playoff line, and 2 others are pretty close. So, in which means all eyes are on them and some of the others for the Canadian Cup drought. Because remember, the Canadian team has not won a Stanley Cup since 1993, and of course, last year saw a Canadian team come within one win of winning the cup. That always seems to be the case. But yeah, so the Jets are in. And of course, we all saw this season they had this monstrous start, this really monstrous start. Of course, they fell off a bit, but of course, what happens when you start high? You're gonna have some lows, but not far enough to really be a danger to finishing first in the Central. It does look like they're going to win the division. It's crazy about this team. Hard to believe this. Of course, this is the second. This is Jets 2.0. This is the team that originated in Atlanta. This is the team that originated in Atlanta back in 1999, when they were the Atlanta Thrashers. It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to believe. This is what 26 years. This is their 25th season in play. Okay. In this playoff appearance is their seventh. Yeah, this is their 7th playoff appearance in the last 8 years. Before that stretch, in their first 17 seasons of play, they only made the playoffs twice, and never won a playoff game either. But yeah, of course, their stretch hasn't been a good one. In 2018, they made the Western Conference Final, but since then they've only won one playoff series, and there have been 2 instances where they've lost in the first round to the team who went on to win the Stanley Cup. 2019, it was the Blues. In 2023, it was the Golden Knights. And even worse, while winning the division means home field for the first 2 rounds at least, home field has not been their friend. They have lost quite a bit when they've had home field, home ice. Sorry about that. They have lost quite a bit when they've had home ice advantage, including, of course, most recently last year. They had home ice against us, and that didn't stop the Avs from really tormenting Connor Hellebuyck. But that's been their motivation. They want to avenge that from last year because it was just a terrible mess last year. They had a great season. Hellebuyck had a really stunning year. Vezina candidate, got it after the season, but the playoffs were just a disaster, a big time disaster. Even the one game he won was a disaster. So yeah, they're looking to avenge that. Will they? We'll see. So 2 teams are officially in, one in the East, one in the West. That leaves 14 spots to go, 7 in each conference. And Winnipeg's next objective is, of course, to finish first in that Central Division. They have a good shot that they have a pretty sizable lead over the Dallas Stars, so it does look like it's a foregone conclusion that Winnipeg will finish first in Central, which would be their first division title since the team relocated to Winnipeg. The only other time they won a division was back in the 06-07 season as the Thrashers, the only time they made it in Atlanta. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what develops. And as far as clinchings, it's going to be a little bit of a while before we see another one, maybe a few days, but it's going to be exciting. So once again, congratulations to the Winnipeg Jets for joining the playoff party, and we'll see how they do once the whole thing starts on April 19th. So that is my video. If you like this video, click the like button. If you're on YouTube, click subscribe if you want more. If you're on TikTok, feel free to hit that TikTok and Instagram, feel free to hit that follow button. My story about the Jets clinching, the link's up there. to my story on Vocal. Check it out when you can, and I'll be back. If there are any clinchings between now and Sunday, I'll talk about it here. Otherwise, it'll be a recap on Sunday. So stay tuned.